My whole professional career I've been in public service. I've worked behind the scenes with many politicians regarding natural resources legislation, gun legislation, or community events. I've been on the Tourism Bureau for 7 years in Trumbull County and been active behind the scenes with Democrats and Republicans for about 30 years now. Through my professional capacity, I work in professional fundraising at a national conservation organization in 9 different states, and through that I've seen how much better off a lot of other areas of the country are than the Mahoning Valley. And when I look at the backdrop behind me, Mosquito Lake, 25 years I've lived on Mosquito Lake, and I've seen no progress at all economically, no increase in property values for the residents that live here, and no plan for the future for anything outside of north of the Route 82 bypass. There's 25 townships in Trumbull County, and I believe they all deserve equal love from our government, especially our county government. And it seems like we always go back to the same old thing over and over and over again and elect 2 guys from Warren and a guy from Niles, or people from the urban belt in the northern 20 townships don't get the love or the respect or the help or assistance that they deserve. As a county, we have a lot to offer in Trumbull County. We're a very diverse county, a mixture of farmland, suburban, and urban areas. But much of it has been grossly overlooked for years and years and years and years. We need a voice, I believe, from the northern townships to represent the people that live there and not just the people in the urban belt.
So I think I bring a unique skill set and a unique perspective to the office of County Commissioner. You know, on the one hand, I've been a small business owner, and I've had to, make payroll and turn a profit and manage inventory in the private sector. But on the other hand, I've also been a public school educator and been a member of one of the most powerful labor unions in the teachers union in the country. So it gives me a unique skill set when we talk about collective bargaining agreements, when we talk about management skills, and when we talk about economic development. So I think we have done this already, but I think a lot of the things that we do, that we are successful at, we collaborate and we coordinate across agencies and across jurisdictions. One of the things that we've been able to do, when you look at our sanitary sewer improvements and our water projects, those don't happen with a lot of different collaboration and cooperation from different communities. You have a lot of different funding sources that need to come together. In my tenure here as commissioner, we were able to do over $35 million in sanitary sewer and water projects, not to mention the largest water project in Trumbull County history, the Blueprint to Prosperity project, the project that people said couldn't get done. We worked across party lines and across jurisdictions to make that happen. We were the #1 funded project in the state. A lot of what we do, whether it be the bike trail, whether it be site selection with new companies, or whether it be infrastructure improvements, takes a lot of collaboration and cooperation from a lot of different entities and a lot of different jurisdictions.
First off, it's all about the economy. The Valley took a major hit, and Trumbull County took a major hit, where we've lost over 11,000 Trumbull County residents in the last 10 years, and the floodgates are still open. And with the loss of General Motors, somebody has to be held accountable. The local same politicians that we have here over and over need to do what the rest of the world does, come together to work as a valley, come together to work with others well. Right now, our commissioners can't even get along in a commissioners meeting, and every week it's a circus of one guy fighting with the next guy, and that's never going to look good for our valley. It's never going to advance us forward. Right now, with Voltage Valley, with everything that's going on in Lordstown, with the mayor in Lordstown leading the charge, he needs some assistance from the government. He needs assistance from our county. We need to roll the red carpet out that we are open for business in Trumbull County again, and we need to lead us into a new future so that our kids and grandkids can get the experience that our grandparents wanted for us. Right now, the jobs that our parents had, the Packard Electrics, the General Motors, those are gone. Those are gone, never to come back again. And if we think voting the same way we always vote is going to change things, that's ludicrous. That's crazy. We need to embrace the future and catch up with the rest of the world and not be left behind like Trumbull County has been for so many years. I'm not in favor of any type of a sales tax increase at all. I think that's a Band-Aid that the commissioners right now are talking about throwing to make themselves look good. I think starting out by a full inventory of county government, cutting resources where we need to cut resources, I think we'll find the money. Right now there's so much red tape and fat in our county government, so much nepotism, so many people put into jobs that they didn't deserve, that they didn't earn, in positions created for people over the years. When you're in government for years and years and years, like our county commissioners have been now, and it's got the same families over and over again that are involved in that, there's a lot of favors owed out to people, and there's a lot of positions that have been created. As county commissioner, that's the first thing I will do, is get in there. Let's open the books up. Let's see where we can cut right away. Let's find the money within before we even think of asking our citizens for one more penny.
Well, I think we've done that. You know, in 2014, when I first got elected to office, there was talk of a sales tax increase, and that we weren't going to be able to provide the services necessary to run the county. We held the line on that increase. We've continued to hold the line year after year after year, and maybe it's the business sense that I bring to the table. I'm not one that's quick to put on a sales tax, or I recognize that a low tax rate is an economic development driver for a lot of companies looking to locate here. So continue to streamline, continue to look at filling positions or not filling positions through attrition, and continuing to run lean is what we've done here in Trumbull County. Yeah, so to the point of keeping businesses here, one of the things that we're very proud of, the collaborative that I forgot to mention, was the Golden Triangle Project. There are 30 businesses and over 2,000 jobs in that small cluster of businesses in straddling Warren and Howland Township. We're able to work with those businesses, sit down with the stakeholders. Too often as public officials, we try to prescribe remedies to problems we don't necessarily deal with on a day-to-day basis. We sit down with those companies, get their input. We've been able to modernize the infrastructure there with widened roads and better drainage, and just improve the infrastructure. We need to continue to do that. I think Trumbull County is now poised to rebrand itself. To rebrand itself with jobs in automotive when we look at Lordstown Motors, and jobs in energy when we look at the battery plant. So we need to make sure that we are using every single tool in the toolbox in all of our economic development partners to make sure that we're not only retaining current businesses but attracting new businesses, and especially spin-off businesses supply chain businesses that could help those companies.
First thing is, when these businesses come to the valley and they look at the local media and they watch the news and they open the newspapers up and they see a dysfunctional government that's not working well together, that doesn't sit very well with them as far as investing their futures in the valley. We need to roll the red carpet out and work well with all the entities involved, state, local, federal, to make sure we're all moving forward in the right direction. Someone needs to emerge as a leader to do that. Someone needs to look at the books across the board for everybody to see where we can find ways to make these people feel welcome. Right now, we have an issue. General Motors left. They're trying to come back, and you open the papers now, you look at the news now, and now the people are feeling threatened by big tap-in fees with the sewer system, and it just doesn't seem like we're very welcoming to anybody from outside of the area. We need to learn from our past mistakes, and we need to do whatever it takes to make sure jobs and economy get here. We need our jobs for our people, good paying jobs so that people can stay here. That's all going to start by working well together. We've got areas in this county where elected officials have never even met other elected officials. We've got areas where in Trumbull County with 25 townships, our county commissioners should work equally well in all 25 of those townships. And the local trustees, the local governments need to know they have a friend and a partner in their county government, also with their state and federal at the same time, which seems to be working well. It seems like the glitch all the time comes back to county government and people feeling like they're not part of the team, they're not part of the process. We're the Mahoning Valley, and we need to embrace the future as the Mahoning Valley and dig deep so we can all work together. I've always been a leader. Anywhere that I've gone, I've always been able to take charge of situations. From my volunteerism to my professional capacity, I've always been the go-to guy that people have come to for help. We formed Mosquito Lake Association years ago. We had some issues with Mosquito Lake. Within 6 months, we had better accountability from the state as far as their stocking programs as far as shoreline cleanup and as far as a plan for the landowners to get together to work on behalf of Mosquito Lake. I can do that in my professional capacity. With the sportsmen's clubs I've been involved with for years and years and years, we've grown the reputation of being one of the strongest sportsmen's clubs in the state of Ohio. And when it comes to moving forward and working well with others, I've worked in 9 different states. I've worked with across the aisle, left, right. I consider myself an independent. I think I'm like one of the tens of thousands of people in the Mahoning Valley that crossed over in 2016 that were Democrats that voted for a Republican president. And I think those people are left without a party. Those people are left without a place that they can call home and feel comfortable politically. And I think the guy that's forming a new lane that hopefully through my campaign and through me being elected will show people they don't have to keep voting the same way. They don't have to identify the same way politically they always have, that they can be themselves and do what's best for the valley and not follow the same old cookie cutter pattern that hasn't worked for us for years.
Well, I think obviously we touched on the business background, but also my transparency. I don't get caught up in the politics of anything. As I mentioned, I'm a small business owner. I have a vested interest here. My business is here. I grew up here. The politics need to be put aside, and we need to move forward. If you look at my record of transparency, what we've been able to do with transportation, for example, we had a decades-long transit system that was flawed. It was in a lot of ways inefficient and not at all transparent. We've transformed that in a year. Seniors are getting more rides than they've ever gotten. We're opening the possibility now of potentially working with WRTA to make it a comprehensive regional transit system. So there's a lot of good things going on. But if I had to point to one thing that the voters need to know is that the transparency and the work ethic that I bring to the office, I think, set me apart from any other candidate.